It's time for Did You Watch It?
How does this show work? We watch what we like, we talk about what we watch, and maybe you'll like what you hear. I'm Liz.
And I'm Neil. Last night, we watched episode 12 of The Amazing Race, season 24. The show aired on Sunday, May 18th, 2014. Here's what we thought about it. Alright, so before we get started on the final episode of The Amazing Race Season 24, just want to take a few seconds, because Liz can't contain herself too much longer than that.
So exciting.
We will be starting The Bachelorette tomorrow, and when I say we, I mean Did You Watch It as a whole, because I will not be participating. Liz will be joined by Isabel, who's the newest member to the Did You Watch It family, and they will be covering Season 10 of The Bachelorette.
Yes, and I will miss Neil ever so much.
Well, see, she doesn't have to miss me that much, because last week I had announced that the show that we were doing, I Want to Marry Harry, was going to start on May 27th, but Fox Television decided to fast forward the start date 1 week.
So why do you think they did that?
Well, they did that in order to take advantage of the American Idol finale, which airs that night, and so they're using that as a lead-in.
Oh, are you watching American Idol?
Not so much, no.
I haven't either.
I have never watched American Idol.
Oh, I have, but not this season.
Right. So so it will be starting on May 20th, and we will be dishing shortly thereafter.
Woot woot!
All right, on to The Amazing Race.
Finale!
The finale. The teams traveled to Las Vegas, Nevada, which was going to be the final stop on their tour around the world, which actually benefited two teams because Jennifer went to high school in Vegas.
Yes, we found that out.
And Rachel was also, I guess she worked at one of the hotels.
I don't know.
In Vegas.
She alluded to that, but I didn't know the real facts.
Yeah, and I really wasn't that interested.
Too busy eye rolling.
Right, yes, eye roll. Yes, the infamous eye roll. When they arrived at the airport, they were told to head to a Ford Explorer with a driver who simply told them to get in, paying a little homage to the Vegas roots.
Was very intimidating.
Yes.
Get in.
They were driven out, literally to the middle of the desert.
Yeah, that was kind of scary.
Hey, that's Vegas, baby. So, they were driven to a dig site, basically with shovels and lanterns, and they were just told to start digging.
It got kind of nasty at this point.
Oh, it was getting very vicious because it was very close quarters.
The claws were coming out.
The claws were coming out. Brendan and Rachel decided that they were going to, try to slow the other teams down by shoveling some dirt into Dave and Connor's
their
holes.
Hole that they had already tried to dig out of.
Yes, exactly.
It was just ridiculous.
And wouldn't it surprise me if somebody just took out a shank and just started cutting folk.
Yeah. Boo!
Yeah,
Bad
Brendan and Rachel. The karma, I'm telling you, the karma police was in full force this week, thankfully. And we'll get to that later.
Yes. Pause for eye roll.
Once they dug far enough, they discovered a box. And they were told to take the box back to the vehicle.
Get in.
And they were going to be driven to a destination. Dave and Connor were the first to find their box, followed by Brendan and Rachel, and Caroline and Jennifer brought up the rear. Inside the box was a ring of keys. And there was no explanation as to what these keys were for, but they were driven by Brutus, or whatever the guy's name was. Three Fingers? I don't know.
Oh, I get it. The mob guy.
The mob guy that was driving. The mob driver.
Left eye?
Drove the left eye. Drove them to the parking lot of the MGM Grand Hotel. From there, they were introduced to David Copperfield.
Woohoo!
Okay.
He is a handsome man, but I think he's had more work done than Joan Rivers.
No. Joan Rivers still has had more work.
You think so?
Copperfield's work is primarily corrective, where Joan Rivers' work is architectural. The MGM Grand parking lot was the location of the roadblock.
Yes.
The roadblock basically challenged one member of each team to perform an escape that was orchestrated by Mr. Copperfield using the keys that they dug out of the Vegas desert.
As only David Copperfield can.
Yes, exactly.
With all the flair, drama.
The pyrotechnics and the special effects and
the great hair.
And funny that we should even be in Vegas with David because Connor When he was a young boy, he had a David Copperfield magic kit.
He did.
Of course.
And how cute is that? I don't need another reason to think about how cute Connor is.
Other than his hair.
Other than his hair. I'm still trying to get over the fact that he's so young and I'm strangely attracted to him. Yeah, let's steer away from that.
Moving right along.
Yes.
One of the team members was going to be locked in a box and shackled and manacled. The other team member had to pass the keys to the team member in the box.
Through a slit.
Through a slit in the box top, where they had to unlock the chains and manacles that were securing them to the box. And there were about 50 keys on this ring.
Meanwhile, they were being recorded.
Yes, there were cameras inside the box and outside the box to monitor the progress in the environment.
So, as the team member was being ushered to the van to watch on closed-circuit TV, you're just dying thinking, oh my god. First I'm thinking, how can you be in this box, number one?
Right.
It's hot, it's claustrophobic, I would have been dying.
Right.
Then you got to try to figure out the key thing.
This is true.
Craziness.
This is true. So then once they got themselves unshackled and unmanacled using the key from the ring, they had to reach their hands through a hole in the top of the box to get the lock picks that were in a bottle that was secured to the top of the box.
Yeah, it looked like an Arrowhead bottle or something.
Exactly. And then they would use the lock picks to then open the box itself. But just after they unlocked it, Mr. Copperfield instructed the other team member to push these buttons, which would then drop the box into this pyrotechnic display.
I think he was pushing the buttons to save them, to stop it from happening.
To stop it from happening.
And so when they were frantically pushing the buttons and nothing was happening, and then the box dropped
into the thing, and you had a nice little explosion. Oh my God, what happened? Dave's face was classic.
I felt terrible, but I kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah, because it's David Copperfield.
Yes.
Yes.
And because of my 2 weeks in training as a magician's assistant.
There you go.
We won't talk about.
Which we won't talk about much, but
exactly.
It's always good
it gave me a little insight into what was really going on with the cameras in the box, you know, all that stuff.
We'll go into more detail in the coffee clutch later.
Yes.
Obviously, Mr. Copperfield was a bit dismayed that the trick appeared to have gone awry, so he made the indication that it's probably a good idea to contact the fire department.
Yes.
Then we find out that it's actually the other team member dressed in the fireman's garb.
Exactly. So they're not in the box on fire, they're in a fireman's outfit
outside next to the van. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe it!
Hugging their teammate. Like, I need another reason to crush on Connor. Now he's in a fireman's outfit? Really?
Dave and Connor finished first. Brendan and Rachel finished second. Caroline and Jennifer finished third.
And Caroline and Jennifer were so cute when they were squealing about David Copperfield.
Yes, that was priceless. Cute. Their next clue, which they received from Mr. Copperfield himself, they were to take a taxi to the Neon Boneyard Museum. Now, I just want to say, before we go too much into it, I loved Brendan and Rachel's cab driver.
I did too.
Because she hit every light.
Every light.
Every single light. Every red.
And she was irritated at the fact that they were yelling at her.
That's to go fast, I'm not good. If I go faster, I'm going to get a ticket.
Exactly. And the more you tell me and scream at me to go faster, I'm going to look at you like, ugh.
Yes. So they arrived at the Neon Boneyard Museum. The clue box was encased within. It told them that what they had to do is they had to find a silver and red question mark sign and take a light bulb from it to their next destination. Yeah. Dave and Connor got there first, left first. Brendan and Rachel got there second, left second, but...
And this is a big but.
See, I'm not going there. When Brendan and Rachel went back to their taxi, they didn't like their taxi driver. Well, understandably so.
Of course not. They were yelling at them the whole time.
So they tried to take Caroline and Jennifer's taxi driver.
Ooh, this was bad.
Throwing the baby as motivation and say, oh, we're trying to have a baby. We're in a race. It's like, yeah, but they're in a race too.
Exactly. Thank God that taxi driver had some sense of scruples.
That's right. Thank you, brother.
Yes.
For keeping it real.
Not caving under the pressure.
Exactly.
Of the cameras. Saying, I want to have a baby.
I just said, note to Brendan and Rachel, I don't feel any reluctance in speaking for everyone when I say that no one gives a flying rip if you want to breed. Keep it to your damn self, because I don't need that imagery.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
You had to go there. I hadn't even this whole time.
I am talking about Brendan and Rachel trying to raise a 2-year-old.
Don't even do that, because now I've got that visual in my mind. I hadn't until now.
You put that visual in your mind because I am talking about them as parents. I'm not talking about the whole construction process.
What? No. Ugh, gross.
Yes. Oh my God. So, once they got the light bulb, they had to travel to the Mirage Hotel. And this was like one of the most bizarre tasks that I had ever seen.
Bizarre and scary.
First, they had to go to the employees' entrance of the Mirage Hotel to find the clue box that told them that they had to grab buckets of light bulbs, and they had to take the light bulbs and put them into the letter I in Mirage up at the top of the hotel.
And they were on the window washer thing.
Yes, they had to use the window washer, but I'm sure they were tethered and it's all right.
When you're climbing up the side of a hotel and you're completely exposed and you feel the wind and you hear the sound and you like the machinery, you know, you hear the sound of the machine going up and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yes. In addition, they had to count the number of light bulbs that it took to actually cause the sign to light up.
Yes, to fill in
the eye. Dave and Connor got there first, and they actually started up the window washer pulley thing.
Machine
thingy.
I don't remember the name.
Caroline and Jennifer were close behind. Brendan and Rachel had huge problems.
Yes.
Getting to the Mirage, and then once they were there, they went all over the Mirage.
Yes. They just blew by the clue, which in typical Brenchell fashion, just running and
because Rachel knows exactly what's I know exactly where it is. I used to work here. I know exactly where the employee entrance is. And we see them running into the employee entrance as they pass the clue box.
Yes.
On the way in.
Exactly.
Which I loved. And Brendan was even saying, babe, we've got it.
Of course he was saying, babe.
We might just have to check the entire hotel. I was saying, you go, Brendan.
Go ahead.
Check the hotel. Check all of it. Check every room. It's like... room service.
Yes.
Excuse me, do you have a clue box in here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, man. I would pay money to see that.
Exactly.
Dave and Connor finished first.
Yes.
But they got the count wrong.
They did.
The first time. They redid it.
And I thought it was pretty smart that they said, we're just a couple of off. Let's just say,
say something like that. And so
241.
Forth. And they said 241. They got it right. And then they started their descent.
Yes.
Caroline and Jennifer, which were a ways away, they finished theirs shortly thereafter. They got it right the first time.
Yes.
And so it was neck and neck. It was very,
very
close. It was very harrowing. It was very tense. But it was very good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
It was. The race at its finest.
Note to Rachel, you really don't have to travel around the world to make a baby. You can stay local and get that done.
That's your motivation? Gonna win $1 million so I can have a baby?
So I can breed.
It's just weird.
Somebody else needs to buy the hats in that family. That's all I gotta say. Once they finished putting the lights on the eye, the next clue took them to Maverick Helicopter.
Eventually.
Because Dave and Connor's taxi kind of took a wrong turn.
Yeah.
Caroline and Jennifer's taxi was getting a little lost.
And it was out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, out in Henderson, which is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And literally, Caroline and Jennifer's taxi was like ahead of Dave and Connor's for a little bit. Dave and Connor told their taxi driver to just
go.
Just go.
And he put the pedal to the metal and flew by them.
Yes. And it was literally seconds between the two teams getting to the helicopter company.
Yes.
In this roadblock, one team had to fly in the helicopter along the Las Vegas Strip, and then they had to check the marquees and the signs and the lights and all the stuff in there in order to figure out where the race was basically going to end.
And talk about a needle in a haystack. How can you be looking looking for a sign, a lighted sign on the strip.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's some
I don't
rough
even know
stuff
how
there.
they saw it.
Yeah, the marquee told them that it was the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And so both Dave and Connor and Caroline and Jennifer were just there. Connor and Caroline, I believe. Who took the flight? The tall one?
The tall one.
Okay, Connor and Jennifer were waiting at the finish line.
Yes.
For them. 2 helicopters were basically on their way. The person riding in the helicopter, once they arrived at the Motor Speedway, then had to skydive into the infield.
Oh my gosh.
In this Vegas-style lighted jumpsuit.
With flashing bulbs.
With fireworks and sparklers, just basically lighting their way down to the ground.
It was pretty cool.
It was very cool. It was a good ending to
Very
a very
festive.
good race. The winners
Yes.
of the 24th season of The Amazing Race, the third All-Stars, Dave and Connor.
Yes, and we're so excited.
Very, very happy for them.
They played a good race.
They ran a very good race. They realized they won the last 3 legs of the race, and it couldn't happen to a better team.
Yeah.
Caroline and Jennifer came in second.
They did.
Massive, massive props.
Yes.
Massive props to Caroline and Jennifer for basically, doing what they need to do when they needed to do it.
Yeah. And it was so cute when they were running, like, Caroline was like, come on, let's go. And she goes, no, it's okay. I realized that one of them knew that they hadn't won and the other one,
Yeah, but that's okay.
But it was okay.
It was fine. Because, those 2 teams standing at the finish line
was great. And they were very happy for Dave and Connor, which was
They were all happy for each other. There was a lot of love and camaraderie going around.
Yeah.
And it was a very good feeling. Didn't realize Connor's story about...
I didn't either until the very end, and I think Dave was so emotional I couldn't really catch all of it.
Well, he said that it was 3 years ago that Connor had some blood clots, and he had gone through...
Oh, did he say blood clots?
I think he said blood clots. He was going through chemo or
chemotherapy.
Something, and really didn't know if he was going to make it.
He had leukemia or something.
And here he is.
Yeah.
With his dad winning the Amazing Race.
I was bawling.
Yeah. First father and son team to win the race.
Oldest guy to win the race.
Dave is the oldest man to win the Amazing Race. And then we have Brendan and Rachel.
Who were the most annoying team to come in third.
Well, I'm sure that we have some challenges to that throne, but the picture of Rachel crying in the infield waiting for Brendan to come out of the helicopter was like, well.
And they had no poker face at all.
No poker face.
So when they got to the finish line...
Bitter face.
It was
bitter face.
Bitter. It's like, yay.
The bitter face was shining through on Brendan.
I'm
gracious.
here to tell you that you're third. Yay.
Yeah. Yay. Hooray. Yeah. What a bitch. And I said it because he was.
So was she.
I mean, she actually put on the face, and she
did, but she wasn't
cried
happy
in private
either.
She wasn't happy either, but she cried in private, smiled in public.
Yeah.
Not a lot of handshaking and congratulations going on, but but she put the face on.
She tried.
Fine and dandy, but boo.
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 And all the other teams were there, which was cool.
Yes. Thankfully, the Brendan and Rachel babies are on hold.
Thank goodness.
I couldn't be happier. This is a truly amazing race.
And I know that's mean to say, but really.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what their child would be like.
Just...
annoying times 3.
Somebody else would have to buy the hats for the babies.
Yes. So...
another season in the books.
We're happy with the outcome.
Yes.
I am officially now an Amazing Race fan.
Very good. So
I'm down.
You're down for season 25.
I'm down for season 25.
Very good. Very good.
Did you watch it? Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty stoked.
So Tuesday?
Or Wednesday?
No, it comes on Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday.
I'm never gonna get
That's all right.
straight.
They keep jumping the dates around. So
if
Tuesday.
it's in my calendar, I will remember.
That's okay.
I will remember.
So I Want to Marry Harry starts on Tuesday.
Okay, you will stream it on Wednesday.
I will stream it on Wednesday. We will record on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
And we will get it out and about as fast as possible.
Yes.
Because I can't wait for this.
I can't either.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one.
All right.
And The Bachelorette.
Bachelorette starts tomorrow.
Yay! Super excited.
All right. Say hello to Isabel for me.
Yes, I will.
That's our time for today. You can follow us on Twitter at @did_watch_it. You can also find us at iTunes. Let us know what you think. Thank you for listening.